you devolve into smacking the ball, chasing it down, smacking the ball, chasing it down. Do you have any tips on keeping it varied? Well, I mean, there's some things I like to do in free play, like just pass the ball to myself off a sidewall and blast it. Just try and you know, reset the shot and practice hitting shots on target off a pass to myself, like this. So this is something you can just drill in free play. It's really useful. You just know how to boom it, and then sometimes you can set up a rebound if you miss off the bar. Another one, just to chip into the ball and immediately flick it, or just, you know, chip the ball up and immediately flick it. Just try and get good at that, you know, quick flick, where you have to control the ball in your first touch and flick it as fast as possible. You don't get much time in a game to do this, so you just gotta like get it right first time. Just pop it and flick it. It's another thing you can drill in free play. Very useful skill. Happens a lot in games. What else can you do? Well, of course there's the classic where you just like backboard it and then try and rebound it, but I think with shot reset the ball doesn't really go high enough, so you need to go off posts. But this is still pretty valuable to do.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't rainbows
I guess
back?
you can rebound that, in
stick.
fact. A stick, nice. So yeah, you can just try low rebounds if you want. Also, like, rebounds off the post are pretty useful. This is a really useful one. I bet you miss a ton of these in games. I bet everybody who doesn't practice this misses them all in games. Like, every time that you have to do this, like, rebound that looks like it should be easy, you probably, like, do stuff like this instead of scoring. So that's a pretty useful one to drill as well. Just try and chip the ball into the post, and then rebound it in. Literally never miss a rebound. Yeah, this kind of ball, it's pretty good one to attack, because this happens all the time in games where the ball's just like hitting off a wall near the goal, and then you've got to just boom it on target. Try and get good at those. They're really useful as well. But yeah, the higher ones are obviously going to be harder. But yeah, I would honestly suggest this as like something that everybody should drill. Just like passing it to yourself and then hitting it into the open net. Just hitting it off the wall near the goal and trying to put it into the open net as quickly as possible. And the same thing with sidewall passes. Try and like pass it to yourself off a sidewall. Hit half volleys. Try and pass it to yourself off a sidewall and hit full volleys. You know, there's different things that you want to be good at. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of waiting for the ball to bounce, so you need to, you know, hit it before the bounce in order to beat somebody, but you still want to be able to do that, right? So yeah, practice that. I don't know, there's a few things for you at least that you can do. Bounce dribbling is also pretty cool thing to drill. I don't know if you ever do this. Instead of like blasting the ball around and chasing it, just try and bounce dribble it. Just try and keep it bouncing. See how many times you can bounce it in a row without using boost. And then see if you... Yeah, there we go, I failed. See if you can keep going for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. Yeah, just, I don't know. One thing you can also try, if you find yourself just kind of booming the ball around constantly, is just turn off unlimited boost. Because then you're probably going to have to think more about what boost you have. And you're not going to be as boomy. But yeah, hopefully that's helpful. That's just a couple things you can try. Actually thinking about what you're doing in free play. No one can do it better. Thanks to Twitch Prime. Captain God 87, thanks to the 10-month Prime. Welcome back. I also really, another thing that I like to do is do one-touch shots, just ground shots. Just trying to really quickly, like, snap a shot into a top corner off a light touch. It's not easy to do off a free play ball. Like this. Trying to do a really snappy shot like this, you know? Because you don't have much room to maneuver. You have to move pretty quick. Like, boost away from the ball, then boost back into it and, like, try and crack it on the bounce, you know? It's all in the movement away from the ball that really gets you into position. The first touch has to be perfect as well, in order to get a lot of power on the shot, you know? Try to hit the crossbar flying upside down or sideways. Yeah, it's pretty fun thing to do when the goal gets scored. Just try and land on the crossbar and continue driving. Not quite as useful for Rocket League gameplay. But yeah, I would attribute most of my dribbling ability to just randomly doing stuff in free play that actually involves dribbling the ball around. But yeah, same thing for shots. Just knowing how to properly boom a ball is very valuable. Knowing how to blast a ball on a bounce. Actually, I wanted to double jump there. I accidentally backflipped. Do I still feel like I'm getting better with time, or have I stalled off? I would say I'm definitely getting better with time. I've never felt like I'm stuck in a skill, like, what do you call it, plateau. Never felt like that. There's always something I'm improving. Because I kind of just go into a game and I think, what can I do better today? I'll try and like not miss a wave dash or something. Try and like be really good with my recoveries. Try and really think about boost management. You know, there's always something I can improve on. So if I put my mind to it, I'm probably improving it. There's people who go into the game and they just kind of autopilot and they're not really thinking about what they're doing. They're probably the people who plateau. They're like, man, why am I not getting any better? I'm usually 200 rating higher than this. And they get really hung up on what rating they are instead of like what skills they're working on and what shots they're trying to add to their repertoire. If you think more about like the secondary objectives of games, obviously the main objective for most people is to win the game. But if you think more about secondary objectives, like, okay, I'm gonna hit every rebound in this game. I'm gonna hit every wave dash. I'm not gonna miss any of my flicks. If you think about these as like secondary objectives, then you're probably gonna have a clearer idea of your improvement. I almost scored that. You know, because you can think, yeah, I actually accomplished my goal. I didn't miss any of my wave dashes this game. I didn't give the ball away at all. I didn't waste anywhere near as much boost. You know, that's a much easier thing to quantify than, you know, oh, did I get better today? Oh yeah, my rank's up 10 points, I guess I got better, you know? That might just be lucky. Or unlucky. Like sometimes maybe you play a really good day of Rocket League, but you just got a bit unlucky with your teammates and, you know, how the game's flowed. So you down rank and you think, man, I'm plateauing? No, you just gotta like think about what you're wanting to get better at. Honestly, for most people, the biggest improvement they can make is probably mental, just not getting tilted. I bet you that everybody who thinks that they're plateaued is just tilted. They're just going into a game and they already assume that they're going to lose because their teammate sucks. Like they watch their teammate do one thing and it's like 10 seconds into the game and they're like, yep, another bad teammate, another loss. I like to do this sometimes just because it's fun to, you know, to rage. I don't know if you guys also enjoy just raging in video games, but Rocket League is one of the games that I really enjoy getting angry at, and then as soon as I turn off the game I've immediately forgotten about it. I'm like, I've forgotten about all the games, forgotten about the rank points, forgotten about everything that happened. I'm just back to my life. I had a good little rage session, you know. I'm like, ugh, that guy sucks so much. What's he doing? Just giving the ball away, and then, oh, hold on, phone call. And then we're, you know, back in the real world. It's fun. I love it. I love getting emotional. But yeah, if you're trying to improve, you should probably not do that. You should probably just chill. Just focus on what you're doing. Stop getting tilted at every teammate for no reason. Unless you're trying to make good content, because honestly that's some of my favorite content. I used to play a lot of Rocket League on stream, and I would rage a lot because I think it's good content and I enjoy raging on stream about teammates. It makes a lot of people salty, so a lot of people hate you for it, but I enjoyed it. And it's awesome to see Jesse carrying the flag. He's like the main man for that. I used to do it. I used to play a fair bit of Rocket League on stream, and I'd rage at teammates. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Now Jesse's taking it to a whole other level. He doesn't just rage at teammates who are doing bad. He rages at everybody. Everybody and everything. He's raging at it. I love it. It's great content. Open! Yeah, Jesse's vocabulary is like he's creating new words. He's finding new ways to say words that have already been like established for thousands of years. He's redefining them. He's redefining the pronunciations. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. Score that! I love it. Every time I read anything, I can read it in his voice. I can already hear it. Forky drives you crazy because of his rage and toxicity. Really? Is Forky toxic? I mean, it's only toxic if you type it. Like, saying it on your stream is fine. It's whatever. You know, like if you're just streaming and you don't like how your teammate's playing and you say, ah, this guy sucks, man. Like, that's whatever. You can say that. It's not toxic. Like, the other guy can turn off your stream. He can't, like... I guess he can turn off your chat in game, but it's still toxic to say something in game. But people should know, if you're like queuing into a streamer in your game, you should know not to watch their stream because he's probably going to blame you. Get over it. Stop complaining. Turn off the stream. Get back into ranked. Obviously people want to hear the streamer. They get into a game and they're like, well, I want to hear what he thought about my double touch. And then they watch and the streamer's just like reading a donation when they double touch. They don't care. Streamers don't care about your double touch. Just play the game. Is Forky actually toxic? Does he like type stuff? Type mean things? I somehow doubt that. Oh, okay. Yeah, every time I watch Forky stream, he just kind of seems like he's trolling around. He'll be like, oh, I'm so good. Oh, I suck. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, I'm retiring. You know, this kind of vibe. Just like flip-flopping around. Yeah, he just seems like he's trolling. Well, trolling his viewers. I don't know, it doesn't seem like he means half the things he says. What is this training pack? I think, is it in chat? Somebody type exclamation mark training pack, it might be in the chat. I always use this one these days. Maybe it's there. Sure, are we on 13? Oh, I suck. I should usually finish by now. I've only scored 2 of them first try? Wow, I really suck. I suppose I have been spinning a lot. No! I read it. Super good players don't care about ranked. Any pro player who says they don't care about ranked is lying through their teeth. Don't believe a word they say. They all care about ranked. They all care about ranked. They just say that they don't care as an excuse for how low ranked they are. And as an excuse because they just lost for the 5th time in a row to XX69 Sniper XX from Cynet. It's all a lie. All pro players care about their rank. They should care about their rank. And they're lying when they say they don't care about their rank. Cryptic 1RL, thanks to Twitch Prime sub, bro. Appreciate it, man. Is it a good idea to put a week into free play? I wouldn't say so. I think a good blend of free play and actual gameplay is the best combination. Just a good balance. You're going to be bored out of your mind if you just go around free play. You're going to be brain dead. Just driving into the ball. Like, there's no rush to reach mechanical perfection. Just have some fun with the game. Like, the biggest thing, the number one way to get good at Rocket League is just to play the game, just to enjoy the game. People who don't like the game don't play the game. So if you're doing something that makes you not enjoy the game, probably don't do it. Probably stop doing it, because you're just going to end up hating the game and not play as much. If you really want to get good, just play a lot. And to play a lot, you need to enjoy the game. I don't think anybody has really come into the Rocket League scene yet and shown everybody what real gaming work ethic looks like. Like, we haven't had the Koreans from StarCraft 2. We haven't had the Koreans and the Chinese from League of Legends. We haven't had those kind of just incredibly dominating scenes who just play the game so much more than everybody else that they get into another level entirely. Like, that hasn't really happened in Rocket League. A lot of people at the top are just kind of hanging on to their spot at the top because they've been playing the game for longer. But it's gonna catch up to them eventually. Like, there's a new wave. There's constantly new waves of players who have better mechanics, who put more time into the game and have more of a drive to win. They're just constantly filtering in, and eventually, there's only going to be very few. There's already only very few of the original wave of Rocket League pros. But even the second wave of Rocket League pros are going to start filtering out. They're going to get replaced because they just don't play the game enough. They just don't have the drive to win anymore. What a boomer of a double touch that was. Yeah, but we have Gregan. Wait, what context was that? I don't understand. What was the context of we have Gregan? How many hours a day do you say you put in? So you enjoy it, but you want to get perfect at car control. Well, you're never going to be perfect at car control. But free play isn't just playing free play all day isn't going to give you perfect car control. You need there to be other players in the lobby to play around in order to get perfect at car control. It's a myth that just playing free play all day will make you the best player in the world. Playing a good bit of free play is a good idea. So you can practice your movement, fluidity of movement in particular, speed and efficiency. But actually experiencing in-game situations is just as important. Oh, it's more important. What am I talking about? It's more important in order to become a better player. Yes, mechanics are the most important thing in the game, but you learn mechanics while you play 2v2. You learn mechanics while you play 1v1. So, of course, those things are just as important as free play for mechanics. And they're obviously way more important for strategy. Did you see the writer post with the in-game hours for all RLCS players? No, I didn't actually. When was that? Scrub and Forky are about to play together. 5 in the morning? What's Scrub doing awake at 5 in the morning? What's he doing up at this time? I keep turning the wrong way. I'm gonna double touch this one as well. Oops. We're on the wrong side of the ball. It might work. Oh. Yeah, what's Scrub doing awake at this time? Very late. C2's biggest problem? Usually recoveries not being prioritized enough. The majority of Champion 2 players that I see spend half the game out of the game. They are constantly using all their boost for an aerial that's never going to work, and then they slow motion drive back into their own half while their teammate gets 2v1. So probably strategically the biggest weak point is recoveries. And mechanically, I would say the biggest weak point for most Champ 2s is just shooting. People just suck at shots. They can't hit the ball hard. They can't hit the ball accurately. Every shot is just lacking tons of power. And not hit confidently at all. So I think just, yeah, shooting and recovering. It's probably most Champion 2's biggest problem. Most of the French players had a lot of hours. Chaussette had only 28 in the last 2 weeks. Flakes had 170 hours. Thoughts on the importance of practice time for pros? Well, practice time is, of course, incredibly important, but not burning out is also incredibly important. So players have to just look after the mental health, look after the physical health, and try to play the game as much as possible in as useful a way as possible. You know, that number will be different for different. Like the maximum amount of hours you can play will be different for different players, but yeah, you just gotta try and put in the time that you can.